Good day. In this video, we're going to look at graph transformations. This is the first video on that topic. In the first problem, they give us a graph called y equals to f of x. They give us the minimum turning point, which is 3 and 1. X is 3 and y is 1. The question reads, determine the coordinates of the turning points after the following transformations. And here are 4 possible transformations. To help me solve the problems on transformation, I will use this table with the keys they give me inside it. The key says that if there is a change inside a bracket, it will be part of the x coordinate, and I will do the inverse or opposite of what I see. If there's a change outside a bracket, it will influence the y coordinate, and I will do what it says. So the table says if there's a change inside the bracket, the coordinate to change will be the x coordinate. And how will it change? It will change by doing the inverse. The next one says if there's a change outside the bracket, the coordinate that will change will be the y coordinate. And how will it change? We will do what it says. Looking at the first transformation, it says here y equals to f of x plus 5. So there is something inside the bracket. There's an x plus 5. So it will influence my x value. And I will do the opposite or the inverse of what I see. So what we do is we take the original coordinate they gave me, 3 and 1, minus 5 from the x value and keep the y value as 1. Then the new coordinate will be minus 2 and 1 after this transformation. Just repeat it. There was a plus 5 inside the bracket. We do the opposite to the x value and then we get this answer. The next one says we must work out y equals to f of x plus 5. The plus 5 is outside the bracket. Outside the bracket means it will influence the y value, and we will do what it says. We take our original coordinate 3 and 1. We keep the x as 3, and we take the y value plus 5. Then the new coordinate will be x is 3 and y is 6. The next transformation looks like this. The 2 is outside the bracket. It will influence the y value, and we do what we see. It says here 2 times f of x. So we take the original coordinate that we had, we keep the x, we take the y, and we do what it says, 2 times the one that we had. Then the new coordinate will be 3 and 2. The next transformation, they ask us y equals to f of 2x. The 2 is inside the bracket, so it will influence the x value, and I do the opposite of what I see. It says here 2 times x. We take the original coordinate, we take the x value and we divide it by 2, because it says here 2 times, we do the opposite, and we keep the y value. Then the coordinate will be 1.5 and 1 after the transformation. Please stop the video and get your brain around these 4 transformations. Now we will do some more. Here they give us a new graph, also called y equals to f of x. They give me a turning point of 2 and 3. Then the question says determine the coordinates of the turning points after the following transformations. And then there's a lot of questions we're going to do quickly. Stop the video and see if you can work out what the coordinates here is going to be. So in each case, the 2 and 3 is going to change to something else. That is my x value, that is my y value. Here it says y equals to f of x minus 3. It is outside the bracket. It will influence the y value, and we will do what it says to the y value. There is no change inside the bracket, so the x will stay 2. Minus 3, I will minus 3 from the y value, so 3 minus 3 will give me 0. This is the new coordinate. This one, the change is outside the bracket. It will influence the y value, and I will times the y value by 4. There's no change inside the bracket, so the answer will be 2 and 12. The next one actually has a minus 1 times f of x. It is outside the bracket. It will influence the y value, and I will do what I see. There is no change inside the bracket, so the x stays 2. I'll take the minus 1 and times it by the 3, so I'll get minus 3. The next one, there is a change inside the bracket. It says 4 times x. I will, in other words, go and make a change on the x coordinate, and I will do the opposite of what I see. There is nothing happening outside the brackets, so the y will stay 3, and I will take the x value and divide it by 4, do the opposite. 4 times x, I will divide by 4. My answer will be 0.5 or a half. The next transformation, there is 2 transformations. One outside the bracket and one inside the bracket. The 3 outside the bracket will influence the y value, and I will do what I see. So it says here 3 times. So I'll go to the y value and times it by 3. That'll give me a 9 in the y position. And then it says here, in the bracket we have x minus 5. I do the opposite. I plus 5 to the x value, and I will get a 7. So the new coordinate will be 7, 9. The next one also has 2 transformations in one. One outside, one inside. Outside, it says minus 2 times. So I will times minus 2 to my y value. That'll give me a minus 6. In the bracket, there is a minus 1 times x. So I'll divide my x value by a minus 1. That'll give me a minus 2. Final coordinate, minus 2 and minus 6. Please stop the video and get your brain around these. Please stop the video and see if you can find these coordinates now with these transformations. Again, there is one inside and outside the bracket. We'll go outside first. Outside the bracket will influence the y values, and I'll do what I see. I'll plus 4 to the y value. It will give me a 7 in the y position, and I will take the x value and I will divide it by 2, which will give me the 1. The next one, we will minus 3 from the y value, which will give us a 0 in the y coordinates position, and I will take the x value and divide it by minus 1. That will give me the minus 2. On the next transformation, we will plus 1 to the y value. We will divide the x value by 2. 2 divided by 2 will give me the 1. On this one, we will plus a 6 to the y value, and we will plus 8 to the x value. Then this will give us 10, 9. Now careful with the next one. There is 2 changes inside the bracket, and we will go to BODMAS, order of operations. It says here minus 1 times x and then plus 1. We first will go to the x value, divided by minus 1. That will give me then a minus 2. And then I will minus a 1 from that again. So my x coordinate will be minus 3, and the y will stay the 3 that it was. The last transformation for this video also has 2 transformations. We will start with a 6. It's outside the bracket, so we'll times the y values by 6. 3 times 6 will give me my 18. Then, in the bracket, will influence the x value. I will do the opposite of what I see, so I'll minus 5 from the x value, and I'll get a minus 3. Please stop the video and get your brain around these. Please remember what we said in the beginning of the video. Any graph that you have in the world has got millions of coordinates on it. And the transformation will happen to each one of those coordinates. In this video, we took one special coordinate on a graph and transformed it to explain to you how it works. But this move will happen to every coordinate, every point on this graph. And that is why the whole graph looks different after any transformation. Please indicate if you liked or disliked the video and subscribe to the channel. Enjoy transformations in graphs.